everybody, welcome back. It is Toon Boy. Welcome to Before the Impact. As we go into our next show from Impact Wrestling, we start with the pre-show, and Caleb with a K defeats Larry D in 9:38 with a 34 rated. Another pre-show bout, decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Madman Fulton defeated No Way in 6:44 with a chokeslam for 36. 36 for Norway, 35 for Madman Fulton. Ace Austin was at ringside doing some good stuff. And we start with, of course, the opening package and recap. 61 overall. Great start as we get a good start to that one. And then we are backstage with Brian Alvarez in his office with Scott D'Amore. Brian Alvarez with a huge smile over his face as Scott D'Amore comes in, and Brian Alvarez is like, has it been signed? Has he signed it? And Scott D'Amore says, yes, the contract has been signed. We have got him in Impact Wrestling. And Brian Alvarez is going, excellent. Our plan is coming together each and every week. Scott, this is the biggest signing in Impact history. I continue to bring the big names to Impact, and this one will be the biggest of them all. 32 rated segment. A music video to promote Mike Bailey is next. Let's get to 21. But in a decent match, Ace Austin defeats Mike Bailey in 7:39 by pinfall with the House of Cards 45 overall. And we've then got a female segment is Steve Macklin, the digital media champion, talking to the camera. He says, I'm here to show that I'm going to take over Impact, and it's going to feel that damn good once I take over, once I become the champ of champs. And Macklin storms off to the ring as it's a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. He defeats Heath in 7:51 and he makes defense number one of the Impact Digital Media title for a 41. And then Macklin got a 37, Heath 40, and the match got the crowd hotter. 45 overall rating for Before the Impact. Let's hope that we can continue with some good ratings going into Impact. And let's have a look at how that did. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with Impact. We start with a 50 rated segment with the opening and recap of last week's show. And we get a 50 rated segment, so good start there. We then go to a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Havoc defeated Jesse McKay in 5:54, and that means it's now 1-1 between the sides. Confusingly, Havoc and James Mitchell are on different sides of the face field. Right, okay, so we're going to have a look at that, Havoc and James Mitchell. So we'll have a look at that going forward. 40 rated segment for that one. 31, Brian Alvarez is in his office talking to Scott D'Amore, and Alvarez says, I've just got off the phone. He's going to be here tonight. The biggest signing in Impact history will be here. And I am so proud that me, Brian Alvarez, is bringing this kind of competitor to Impact. Scott D'Amore's just being a lackey and just being there. 31 rated segment for that. 47 in a decent match, Matt Cardona defeated Zicky Dice in 7:34 by pinfall with the Rough Rider. Matt Cardona with a 50, Zicky with a 35. Good chemistry between these two, so that's good. That's another thing to write down. Always got to make notes of so that's fine. So that's 47 we got for that one. But after the match, Brian, Ziggy, and Sam Beal come in the ring, beating down Matt Cardona for 33. And this will continue with the Major Bros storyline. And Matt Cardona just can't seem to catch a break at the moment from them. Moving on, Josh Matthews grabs Scott D'Amore and he's like, Scott, tell us, who is this? Who is this major signing? Who could it possibly be who signed with Impact Wrestling? Just give us a hint. And all Scott D'Amore goes is, it may be a dream. A dream, says Josh. And then Josh gets very excited, but Scott just leaves. Who could be this new signing that is coming to Impact? And then in a decent match, Laredo Kid defeated Rhino in 6-12 by pinfall with a 6:30 of 48 rated segment for that one. Josh Alexander, who of course remember gets the title shot tonight, his rematch, hoping to win the championship. He looks into the camera and says, Moose, tonight it ends. I am not getting screwed out of this one. Tonight I take back the Impact title and it is coming home with me. 35 minute segment. 53 and about that had great wrestling, good heat. John Hennigan defeated Chris Sabin in 6:55 by pinfall after using a foreign object. That means Hennigan has now beat Storm and Sabin in the last 2 weeks. 53 overall, 66 for Hennigan, 48 for Sabin. Hennigan's continuation since coming back is now completely on the rise. And then backstage, Mark Cardona's gasping for air. He's had his problems. But then he grabs a camera and he's like, I've proven again I can beat anyone here in Impact. And all that happens is I get jumped from behind by Brian and his cronies here. I tell you what, this is going to change. If he wants to bring this into group warfare, maybe I should get a few friends of my own to help me in the coming weeks. 46 rated segment. In about that had good heat and decent wrestling. Juice Robinson defeated Doc Gallows in 7:15 by pinfall with a quick cradle. Doc Gallows was really off his game, but got a 51, 43 for Juice Robinson. So it means that both their teams now have 1 win each. And as we go into the tag team title rematch coming up, 50 overall. And then backstage, Melina and Mickey James are backstage. The brawl, all of a sudden, the brawl between these two, of course, these two battling over the Impact Knockouts Championship. Melina continuing to beat down Mickey James, fighting back, but they had to be pulled apart by road agents. 43 overall. And then Josh Alexander shown get ready, because coming up next, it is the Impact World Championship match. Can Alexander become the Impact World Champion and stop Brian Alvarez's, plans in its track? The answer is no, he can't, because Moose defeats Josh Alexander in 10:48 by pinfall with the lights out after Brian Alvarez interferes again. Moose makes defense number 4 of the Impact World title. And of course, Moose, Dave Boy Smith Jr., Brian Alvarez is in the ring. That they're all got their titles up. They've got the title up. They've got their hands in the air. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the lights go out. And standing at the top of the ramp is Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen is in Impact Wrestling. OMG. Kevin Steen is at the top of the ramp. He, for a 70 rated, a 70 in Impact, yes, indeed. He goes down to the ring and then he gets into the ring. The crowd are going crazy. Steen gets into the ring and then he shakes the hand of Brian Alvarez. This is the man that Alvarez was going on about. He played us all along, and now domination have got even bigger when Kevin Steen, he joins the hands and the crowd start booing. And then Steen, all of a sudden, hits Davey Boy Smith. So he hits Moose from behind, and Davey Boy Smith runs in, and Steen hits him too. And that is a 60 rated segment. Kevin Steen has made his intentions clear. He is here for the Impact World Championship. He played them as a fool, and he ends the show with Kevin Steen holding the Impact World Championship up above his head. My goodness me, what an end to the show. 60 rated segment. It means that we end with a 60 rated show. Wow. Getting, I am so happy that that has done so much for um, bringing Kevin Steen in. He came up, his contract come up. I offered him a lot of money, and we got him. So 332 people watched that. But hey, Kevin Steen is now in Impact Wrestling. Whew, what a show. Uh, Guys, what do you think? Tell us in the comments. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Tell everyone about Impact Wrestling. It's a nice little save that I've got going on here. If you've got any suggestions of where I should go with storylines, drop them down in the comments. I'm always open to suggestions. Thanks very much for watching. Toon Boy signing out. We'll see you next time.